Okay, so we're having a look at the equations algebra test. So let's have a look at these questions. Which of the following are equations? So for an equation to be an equation, it must have an equal sign. Okay, if it doesn't have an equal sign, then it is not an equation. So in this instance, A has an equal sign, C has an equal sign, and so does E. So A, C, and E are equations. State whether each of the following equations are true or false. All right, so here we just need to work out both sides of an equation. Remember, an equal sign means that the left-hand side and the right-hand side are both equal. So if they're scales, it means that both of these sides weigh an equal amount. So here we just check the left-hand side. So 3 times 5 is 15. And 7 plus 8 is also 15. So this one would be true. For B, 4A minus 5 equals 10 minus A, and that's if A equals 3. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12. 12 take 5 is 7. And here 10 take A, which is 3, is 7. That means that B is also true. C, 12 minus 4, which is 8, and 36 divided by 9 take 5, which is 4, equals 9. So that one is false because our two sides are different weights. For D, 7x equals y plus 6. X equals 2 and y equals 8. So 7x, 7 times 2 is 14. And y plus 6, so 8 plus 6 is also 14, which means that D is also true. Write an equation for the following scenarios. Okay, A, the sum of 2 and n is 9, so sum means plus, and we're putting together 2 and n. So 2 plus n equals 9. Kate is k years old. 5 years ago, she was 18. All right, so she was 18, that's our answer. Okay, and 5 years ago means minus. All right, so k minus 5 equals 18. Charlie earns W dollars per hour. During an 8-hour shift, he earns 136. So 136 is our answer. He's worked 8 hours and he makes W dollars per hour. So it would be 8W equals 136. Here, pencils cost X dollars each. Oh dear. Pencils cost X dollars each, and pens cost X dollars each and pencils cost Y dollars each. 3 pens and 4 pencils cost $9. So if there's 3 pens, it's 3X, and you add together 4 pencils, which is Y, and the total cost is $9. Okay. For each of these equations, find the value of the missing number that would make it true. 17 plus something equals 30. That something is 13. B, something times 6 equals 54. That's 9. And C, 7 equals 28 divided by something. It's divided by 4. Okay. Let's have a look here at these next ones. Computer's been quite slow at the moment. Okay, question 5. Solve each of the following equations by inspection. So inspection means we just look at it. We don't solve it algebraically. So 5 plus something equals 9. That means that A equals 4. B minus 2 equals 6. So something minus 2 equals 6. Is it B equals 8? 4 times something equals 32. 4 times 8 equals 32. 18 divided by something equals 3. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. 2 times something, take away 4 equals 10. Well, if I multiply 7 by 2, I get 14. And if I take away 4 from 14, I get 10. So that means that E equals 7. And last but not least, 35 equals 7 times F plus 4, so something plus 4. So if I add 1 to 4, I get 5. And then if I multiply it by 7, I get 35. So that means that F equals 1. Okay, that's those ones. Solve each of the following equations algebraically. So this is where you need to make sure you're showing you're working and you're doing it properly. Okay. So with this first one, I need to divide both sides by 6. Okay, that's the only step that I have to do, and A equals 7. Here, I need to add 9 in order to isolate my variable. Okay, so B equals 13. With this one, that's divided by 3, so I've got to times by 3. Okay, so C equals 24. D, 7 plus D, so I need to take away 7 from both sides, and D equals 8. With this one here, the first thing I need to do is I need to add 7 to both sides. So I get 20 equals 4E, and then I need to divide by 4 to both sides. 5 equals E. With this one, I need to add 2 to both sides. And now I need to multiply each side by 5. F equals 15. Here, I need to get rid of my 10 first. Now I need to divide by 2. Here I need to get rid of my divided by 6 first, so times by 6. And now I need to take away the 4. Here I need to expand my brackets first. Okay, now I need to get rid of the 45 by adding 45 to both sides. And now I need to divide by 5. So there you go, that's solving those ones algebraically. These ones, once again, I need to solve it algebraically. It's more of the same. Okay, more of the same type of question. So I need to multiply both sides by 3 in this one. In this one here, the first step is I need to multiply both sides by 5. And now I need to divide both sides by 2. Over here, once again, I need to get rid of this. Oops. So I need to multiply both sides by 4. And now I need to divide by 3. Here, I need to get rid of the 2 first. So I need to add 2 to both sides. Left with D over 7 equals 6. And now I need to multiply by 7. Here I need to get rid of the divided by 6 first. So I'm going to be equaling 6 though, because I need to multiply both sides by 6. Now I need to get rid of the plus 2 by minusing 2. And now I need to divide by 5. Okay. This one, I need to remove the 12 first. Okay, so I end up with 4f over 6 equals 8. And now I need to multiply by 6. 4f equals 48. And then finally I need to divide by 4 equals 12. So now I need to expand each of the following. So this is leading into expanding our brackets and solving equations. So let's have a look at this one here. Remember, when you expand brackets, you use the distributive law, which means that you multiply everything on the inside by what's on the outside. So 5x plus 40. Here, 3 times 6 is 18. Take 3y. 7 times 2z is 14z. And 7 times 9 is 63. Okay, so that's that question. Here, now I need to expand the brackets and I need to solve the equation. Now remember, when we're following our order for how we solve equations, we need to expand, collect, and isolate. So we need to expand our brackets, that's the first thing. Then we need to collect any like terms, and then we need to isolate our variable. So here, let's expand our brackets first. So 7a, take away 7 times 3, which is 21, equals 35. There are no like terms. Okay, I've expanded. There are no like terms, so now I can isolate. So 7a equals, I add 21 to both sides, which gives me 56. And then I divide both sides by 7, which gives me 8. Okay, so a equals 8. Next one. Expand my brackets. Okay, expand. There's no like terms to collect, so now I isolate. So once again, I take 20 from both sides. And now I divide both sides by 4. Alright, this one here, let's expand. 10c, take away 30 equals 10. Alright, now I can collect, but there's nothing to collect, so I'll isolate. So I add 30 to both sides, and now I divide by 10. Okay, so c equals 4. The next ones are a little bit harder. So expand the brackets. So I end up with 6d minus 6 times 4 is 24 plus 9 equals 3. So now I've expanded, but there are like terms to collect. I have a minus 24 and a plus 9. Okay, a minus 24 and a plus 5. If I owe someone $24 and I pay them back $9, I still owe them $15. Okay, so I've collected my like terms. Now I can isolate. I add 15 to both sides. All right, and now I divide by 6. All right, which gives me 3. Once again, expand. Now I can collect. I have a 2e plus a 3e. That means I have 5e. Now I can isolate. I add 24 to both sides. And now I divide by 5. Okay. Now once again here, this one's quite a long one. So 8f, take away 4 times 9, which is 36, plus 6 4s are 24, take away 6f equals 8. So I've expanded. Now I need to collect. So I've got one 8f and one minus 6f. Alright, so that means I have 2f. Then I've got a minus 36 and a plus 24. So if I owe someone $36 and I pay them back 24, I still owe them $12. Okay, so I've collected my like terms. Now I can isolate. I add 12 to both sides, and now I divide both sides by 2 to give me 10. All right, 10. Consider the rule and find the value of. So we just rewrite and substitute in the values. So we know what x equals in this case. So y equals 5 times 3 minus 7. So all I've done is I've substituted the value of x and rewritten what is in front of me. I don't really need to solve this algebraically because my variable is already isolated. So I just work through order of operations. 5 times 3 is 15, take away 7, y equals 8. Once again, here we rewrite it, y equals 5 times x equals 8 this time, minus 7. So 5 times 8 is 40, take away 7 equals 33. Here in this one, this time I know the value of y, so that means I'm going to have to solve it algebraically. So 23 equals 5x minus 7. Okay, I need to add 7 to both sides. And now I need to divide both sides by 5. That gives me my answer. All right, last page. Consider the rule A equals B, bracket 9, take away C. So once again, I just substitute in my values. So in this first one, I know the value of B and C. So A stays the same. B equals 5, bracket 9, take away 6, because that's the value of C. Okay, so 9 takes 6 is 3, and 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, so the next one here, A equals 18, B we don't know the value of, and C equals 7. So here I can work out what it is because I follow my rules. Expand, collect, isolate. So B times 9 equals 9B. Take away B times 7 equals 7B. So 18 equals 2B. Alright, divide. Now I can, because I collected, so I expanded, collected, and now I'm going to isolate. So I divide both sides by 2, and I end up with B equaling 9. This one here is probably the trickiest one in the test. Okay, what's the value of C if A equals 32 and B equals 4? This one's tricky because you've got to use negative numbers. So first thing I need to expand. 4 times 9 equals 36. Take away 4 times C, which is 4C. Now there's nothing to collect, but I can isolate. So I take 36 from both sides. I end up with negative 4 if I take 36 from 32. It's really important to understand that this minus sign stays there. It's still minus 4C. Okay, it doesn't go anywhere. So I've got, now I divide by negative 4, and negative 4 divided by negative 4 equals positive 1. All right, remember, a negative times a negative equals positive. Okay. 12. A taxi company charges different amounts of money based on distance in kilometres the taxi travels and the time in the minutes that the passenger is in the car. If the cost in dollars of a taxi fare is given by the formula C equals 4D minus T over 2, find the cost of the journey if it takes 20 minutes. So you just rewrite the formula here. So what's the cost of the journey if it went for 10 kilometres and it took 20 minutes? Okay, so that's my time and my distance. So I rewrite it. C equals 4 times 10, take away 20 divided by 2. So 4 times 10 is 40, and 20 divided by 2 equals 10, which means that it equals 30. So the cost here equals $30. All right. With these ones, there isn't a lot of room to work out on the page. I'd be making sure that in a real test, you will have room to work out and you can show you working out. Once again, it's the same thing for B. Okay, you plug in these values into your formula. So C, which is the cost was 27 in this case, and then we know the time. So we don't know the value of D. The time was 10 minutes divided by 2. Okay, so I can collect some like terms here. 27. Oh, what's going on? Sorry. 27. Sorry, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now I can isolate. So I add 5 to both sides. And now I divide both sides by 4, which gives me 8. Yeah, so the distance equals 8. It's important to continue to check your work when you do these, because otherwise you can get it wrong, and it's really important to keep checking as you go. How long the journey took if a 6-kilometre journey cost $18. So once again, 18, distance was 4 times 6, take away T over 2. Okay, so now I can collect 4 6s, 24, take away T over 2. Now I isolate. So once again, we end up with negative numbers because I've got to divide -2 by -6, or sorry, -6 by -2, which gives me 3. Very good. Okay, let's look at question 13. Mike the plumber charges $30 for a call-out fee and $50 per hour. On a particular job, he earns $180. Define a variable. Just pick any variable, it doesn't matter. I'm going to say H for hours. Okay, just needs to be a letter in the alphabet, and you got that one correct. Write an equation to solve the problem. Well, he earned 180, so I'm going to write that equals 180 first. He always gets paid the $30 call-out fee, but it's a once-only payment, and then he works $50 per hour. Okay, so $50 per hour, so 50H, because that's my variable. Now I can solve the equation algebraically. So I'll take 30 from both sides, and now I will divide both sides by 50, so H equals 3. So for how many hours did Mike work? Mike worked for 3 hours. Okay, done.